Are you wondering why your company doesn't have enough money left? One reason could be misunderstandings about expense accounting and deductions. In today's show, we will clear up some dangerous misconceptions. Stay with us.
Welcome, dear listener. You are listening to the Business Lessons in Denmark podcast. My name is Lila Beck, and I will be talking with Katalin Balog, the owner of Cool Accounts APS. Hi, Kati.
Hi, Lila. Welcome on the show.
Oh, thanks. Today I'm here because, I have a company too.
Yes.
And I have been listening to all of your podcasts, and all of them was very helpful to me. But from that time that you're talking about the expenses and deductions, I have a feeling that I not fully understand every word what you used, and maybe I have a little bit misunderstanding of these words. So can you just explain it? What does it mean?
Yeah. So was it the deductions, the expenses that we have to talk a little bit more about?
Yeah, we have to talk about. I just wrote into my paper because it's not easy word. So what does it mean when we say written off expenses, or I can written off 100% of expenses? Does it means everything is for free? Or I have a feeling it's not true, but it means everything is for free? Or what does it mean? Tax-based or tax-based deductions or something like this?
Yeah, I understand. There is a misconception among business owners that they think that if they buy something and deduct it as an expense, then it's for free.
Yeah.
The point is that it is not.
Great.
Because when you write off something as an expense, then you deduct it from your tax base. You don't deduct it from your taxes. So, as you mentioned, there is a concept called tax base, and there are taxes.
Great. But what does it mean tax base then?
Tax base, yeah. The tax base is the amount on which you are paying taxes. So, for you as a business owner, you have some income, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you earn 1 million crowns a year. This is your income. And when you have some expenses, let's say 400,000 crowns in a year, we deduct the expenses from your income, and then you have 600,000 crowns left, right?
Okay.
So this is your tax base. This is what you pay your taxes on.
Okay.
So if you buy something for your company, let's say you buy a computer, then when you say you can deduct it, it means you will write it off, you will reduce your tax base by this amount.
Okay, but when you talk about my incomes minus my expenses, these expenses mean everything what I buy in the company?
Yeah, I mean, not everything,
Most.
because, yeah, those things that one can deduct. There are things that you may not deduct. And there are things that you can only partially deduct. So there are rules about this. And we might talk about this later in some later podcast episodes. But for simplicity, let's just take that you deduct your expenses, like your purchases, and what you have left is what you pay your taxes on.
Okay, and expenses is always without moms.
Yeah, in Danish we call it moms, and in English we say VAT. So yes,
Yeah.
it's without the VAT or the moms is what you can deduct.
So the tax base is brutto minus expenses, and this is the tax base, and the tax office calculating my real tax from this amount.
Exactly.
Okay, it sounds very easy now.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm buying something and it's 100% write it off, that means if I buy something for 10,000, I never got back this 10,000. I got back just a little bit of amount of it.
Yeah, exactly. So the dangerous misconception is that sometimes I hear from business owners that they think like, okay, it doesn't matter what it costs, I will anyway write it off.
Exactly.
So they think like it doesn't cost me anything. And it's not true.
But it's not sounds good. It sounds really bad.
Oh,
Because I have a company for 5 years and I never thinking of the prices because it doesn't matter that it's 6, 8 or 10,000 because I will got back the money. I just have to pay one times and end of the year I will got it back. Now you said that it's not true, so that means I just threw away a lot of money because I didn't know the rules. No.
I'm so sorry. But that is good that we talk about it now.
Yeah. And now I have to thinking, what will I buy?
Yes.
Okay. But then what does it mean tax-based deduction?
Tax-based deduction, yes. So not everybody is a business owner. And people who don't have businesses, they can still have tax-based deductions. And these are things that the government say that, okay, you can deduct this amount or that amount or the third amount. So they decided politically that certain things should give you an advantage. And therefore, you get a tax-based deduction for it.
Okay, like when every 3 months a parent got something about the children, it's some... No.
Oh, there is no tax-based
Great.
deduction for that. But if you pay child benefits, for example, because you have a child from an earlier marriage, then you can get a tax-based deduction on that.
Okay. But what about if I buy a house and I have some interest? Is that a tax-based deduction?
Yeah, if you buy a house and you have a loan on that and you pay some interest on the loan, then yes, you can get a tax-based deduction on the interest.
All of the loans?
Yes, the loans, yeah. If you have loans, yeah.
It's a good news, at least.
Yeah. No, I'm happy that I can give you some good news also.
Okay. And these deductions, it's automatic, or I have to talk to my accountant and he will do it, or it's automatic?
No, some of them comes on your tax return automatically. Because, for example, the Danish banks, they report it to the Danish tax office. So some of it will come on your tax return automatically, but some of it will not. So there are some tax-based deductions that you will have to enter into your tax return, or you will have to ask your accountant to do it for you, because sometimes it's not so easy.
Okay. And when I'm using a program like Dinero, I'm using that one.
Yeah, the bookkeeping program. Yeah.
Yeah, when I put all of the data into the program, I can see my VAT and I can see also my taxes. Is it a precise amount?
No, it's not a precise. I mean, it can be a precise amount if you enter every other conditions about your taxes. Dinero doesn't know about your whole life, right? Dinero only sees your bookkeeping, like your company. So you might have some other things in your life that can change your taxes. And if you enter those amounts into Dinero, then it will show a precise result. But if you don't do that, then the result will be not precise. So it can help you a little bit, but don't count on it exactly, unless you have entered every data.
But I'm lucky because I have a good accountant, so maybe she will do it for me.
Yeah, for sure. I will do your tax return, no problem.
Okay, I'm happy that now I know these two words, but I'm really sad because that means I'm doing not really good my financial part of the company. But from now, I can make it better. But just to make sure, can you tell me again in the short version what we're talking about now?
Yeah, so to summarize it, when you buy something for your company and deduct it as an expense, you will deduct it from your tax base, not from your taxes. In this way, that money that you spent on that thing that you bought, it's not something that you will get back. Like, it's not something that will reduce your taxes, not one to one. So your taxes will be less, but not exactly with that amount. So this is one thing. Therefore, as you said, it's very important that you have a good financial management in your company. So you don't just throw money around for this and that and for the third thing, thinking that, okay, it doesn't cost me anything, because yes, it does cost you something. So this is one thing, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing is that in Denmark, you can only deduct things from your tax base. So you may not deduct it from your taxes. So, for example, if you donate some money to the Red Cross or to some other charity, for example, it will reduce your tax base. So, yes, you will pay less taxes, but not exactly with the amount that you have donated.
Oh, it's really perfect because I'm donated a lot and they always said, oh, you can write it off. And for me, that means I got back my money. So I said, oh, no, it's 100 there, 100 there. Not that means what I was thinking.
No.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm just helping them so it doesn't matter, but a little bit matter.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, it's very good to give to charity. It's very nice that you help them. You just have to know that it does cost you money. So it's not that you will just get it back. So it's not like it's free for you.
Yeah, so now I know why I never have money because I'm just, threw away.
Okay.
But now I think you just help a lot of people now with this podcast and clarify a lot of things. And now we maybe understand that we have to take care of the money.
Yes.
Even if you have a company, it's not, does it mean that everything for free? Great. So now I have to process all of the data, what you gave me now.
Yeah. You will have to take care of your money.
Yes. Thank you for your help and see you next time.
You are so welcome. I'm very happy that you brought this matter up, because I actually have met with these misconceptions with many people. So it's good to clear it up. All right. Today's episode was sponsored by Cool Accounts APS. If you want to take your business to the next level, then contact us through our website www.accounts.cool. And for up-to-date and useful information, follow our Facebook page. We wish you a successful week.